welcome to In the Garden. I'm Nicola.
Smoky. May the smoke be with you, Mark.
It is a little bit smoky. We're actually sitting out here. We have a little fire going. And we're trying to avoid dying in the smoke. But anyway, there's quite a bit happening again. There always is. But we have got over the wedding. Yay! So now we're back into a normal routine, if a little bit smoky today. So anything interesting you need to say?
Probably lots.
I got to get that pool sorted.
Yeah, we got to get the pool sorted. Darius is going to hamburger heaven shortly. So that may or may not be in this week's episode, but yes.
Probably will be.
Yeah, be close to it.
Yeah.
Hamburger heaven. The tasty.
All right, well, we'll see you through the episode.
We thought we'd do something different. We got, different to start with. Hose with the water turned on, shovel, camp oven, fire, ready to go. Underneath that is an old tree stump. That was one of the ones that we cut down because of the power line and when we built the shed. So what we're going to do is start a fire. I don't know that we'll get the whole thing burned out, but if we can get it down to ground level, it'll make it easier to bring the caravan out and turn so it doesn't just nip it. We're pretty right, but it's just, the turning arc is one of the concerns. Anyway, better safe than sorry. And hoses for water. Not that we expect it to get away, but just in case. Shovel too for batting it down and digging around if I have to. And also for lifting in and out the camp ovens. So we'll burn this down. And hey presto, once we get a bit of coals, we'll put the camp ovens on. Stage 1, get fire lit. Stage 2, burn all wood into coals. And stage 3, put camp oven on for cooking. Alright, moment of truth. Do you want to see if it's cooled down enough to... This is the damper. Now, as I said, we didn't have super lot of coals, so we're getting there. But anyway, it looks hard. Hope you don't want to reuse that elf oil.
I think we have charry bits.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it should be warm. Oh, look at that. Damper and honey.
You have charry bits.
Yeah, that's all right. Oh, yum. That's come up pretty good.
Thank you.
Okay, what do you call them?
S'mores. Now, that's had a bit much time.
Yeah, it's had too hot on one side. So you wrap them in elf oil, and they're Mars bars, biscuits, and marshmallows. Melt them down. They're looking
Yummy.
good. Fire in the background, stew cooking away. So we've got damper with butter and honey, and that's the end product, and very yummy. Here's the end result, one stew. It looks right. It's cooked. Yeah. So hopefully it tastes all right. But yeah. It's a long time since we've done one of these, but anyway, seems to come out all right.
So it's the second last day of our holidays, and what we're doing here, you would have seen the fire that we had the other night. So this is an old stump. This stump here was a tree that we cut down to build the big shed where we keep the WB. So we've actually been letting it just cook away since, what day was it? Tuesday we did the fire? We did the fire Tuesday?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it actually hadn't finished going out. So we've been sort of letting it go and do its thing. There's still a tiny bit of stump here and a bit over here, and most of the other side is gone. You can actually feel the heat on the ground underneath, so I'm guessing that's probably where the roots that are left are still. But the idea is that we just keep burning it out, because behind me is the caravan. And to bring the caravan out here is a problem, because we'd have to go either around the stump, which means getting enough of the caravan out before we turn, but not hitting the wall, or burn this out so that we can drive across here. And obviously the best bet would be to be able to go straight forward. So the idea is try and get this burnt out. We are very careful, as you can see. So we stay down here, we have water. We actually have a mattock down here too, in case it's needed. The idea is just to keep that heat in there so that it burns out the last of the stump that is above ground level, because once that's gone, then we can look at filling the rest of this zone and getting it to the right height, so that we're not sort of dropping a wheel in or anything like that. But it's getting there. So it's Saturday. It's had best part of 5 days. So, yeah.
So after a successful camp oven cookout this week with the stew, what are we doing?
We're just oiling the inside of the pot. So it's on, the inside's been oiled, and we're just letting it heat so that it just seasons the pan a bit. And then we'll do the other pan, and then they can go outside to be stored.
Yep, and then go back into the shed until the next 8-10 years till we use them again. Maybe a bit less, hopefully this time. Nicola found an old cupboard shelving rack on Marketplace, of all places. Anyway, we picked it up at a fairly cheap old price, and been clearing away a bit in front of the shed, and so going to put it in there. Need to put some hangers up so we can hang all the fishing rods finally, and start trying to get a bit of organisation. Once you open that scary door, we've got a heap of boxes. Water has got in there, so some things will be damaged. But yeah, if we can get that in there, we can get any of the paperwork books off the floor or out of boxes, and survey the carnage, and hopefully get some semblance of order to the place. Okay, we've started to unload, so I've got a bit of space so you can see floor. The whole thing looked like that mess. Water does get into this one, so the bottom of the boxes, some old diaries, thankfully being the only casualty so far. And speak of the devil, welcome rain. It's just started coming down, so cleared out a little bit in front of the shed. Just keep going on this, and it was a good investment to get stuff off the ground and away from water. And finish for the day. It's getting dark, there's no lights in here. Poor old Elmo, we've got to find his eyes, there's somewhere. He was a tickle me Elmo, so he still is a tickle me Elmo. We've carried his eyes around there in a box somewhere still. That was a fairly disgusting box that had got wet and mice had got into it. So it's the worst of the damaged items, thankfully, which is old paperwork and memories. But anyway, it could have been a whole lot worse. We've got books all in relatively good order. Videos, there's a box full of videos there. That box here, should I put this? Oops, while I move, pictures and things. Muppets Treasure Island, that was a great movie. Some good memories there. That's all full of fishing tackle boxes and tins, so that one can't get harmed. Oops. I've got to get sweep in there. That's all tennis rackets and badminton. More paperwork. Empty Anzac biscuit tins. We've got more videos. So anyway, yeah, so moving boxes to lots. Empty plastic boxes, some craft stuff, beading stuff. Yeah, anyway, the list goes on. Old diaries. So, no, it could have been worse. But anyway, we can get in here now. And if the water gets in here again, it can't hurt anything. There's nothing on the ground. Oh, they're all cards. That is actually one that's got fairly damaged. I've kept every card, birthday thing that I've ever had, so, and the girls ever had. So anyway, so yes, that's yours to be. That one's got a bit damp, so the box broke, so he needs to be sifted and sorted. But other than that, that's sad tale away. But yeah, so one lot of really damaged, messy stuff, which thankfully doesn't have anything too significant in it, and the rest of it all cleaned up. So who doesn't love cleaning out a shed? At least got one done. Got 1, 2, 3 to go.
Okay, so this is what's left of my wedding prep. I have to go through all the flowers and box them up because they actually belong to the Rotary Club. Some of the bigger ones don't, but the bunches do. So now comes the downhill prep. We're coming down to Brisbane and dropping off Charlotte and Nathan for their honeymoon. And it's a car park on the highway.
Sunday, not quite midday.
Oh, miserable. Friday afternoon. It's getting momentous. There's our beautiful Daisy. Hello, darling. Hello. Darius is now of a size. So we actually have the butcher coming on Monday. So we're actually preparing the pen. So we actually have a mobile trough that we put in here. We got water in there. That'll be the feed. Will be next to it. We've got hay there for them. Now the idea is that he'll be comfortable coming and going. Tomorrow afternoon, being Saturday afternoon, we'll put him in there. He'll actually only be in here for just over 24 hours. And the butcher will come and do everything here on site. So he won't ever have left our property. It's less stressful. We open up the pen so they can come and go, and he's used to it. So it makes it as stress-free as possible. What you doing there, Darius? Hey, Darius. Darius. Hello, sweetie. Hey, Daisy girl. Yeah.
There you go.
I think just over 24 hours is going to be sufficient.
This is pretty good. 2 piles, I think.
So we'll leave this open now until tomorrow afternoon. Then when we do the feeding, we'll feed him in here. We'll get him in first, and then we'll feed Daisy down there. Hey, Daisy girl. And she's such a good mama, and she's worked out some things up. But anyway. Hey, darling. Oh, hey, Daisy girl. Come on. Yeah, it's all right, sweetie. Okay. What you got in your mouth, eh? You got strands of drool. You big drooly girl. And he's having a pig. Actually, if you have a look at him, he's stocky as. So hopefully that's really good. So we'll have a better idea come Monday afternoon of just how big he actually is. God.
Carrots.